Hola.
Good morning, thank you. You describe me as a former feminist. Well, I think I'm more of a feminist than ever, spending all my time supporting women. Good morning, I'm here as a mother, as a woman, to bear witness to a reality that Europe cannot keep ignoring. Vulnerable pregnant women are being abandoned by institutions. There is no acknowledgement of care for the trauma we experience after an abortion. My story is similar to that of many women. From puberty onwards, I saw myself as a supposed empowered feminist. I wasn't a true feminist. I was sexually liberal and dabbled in drugs and promiscuity. At 26 years of age, my partner left me pregnant. I saw motherhood as a life sentence. I had no doubts. I went for an abortion as easily as I would get a wax, a painful procedure that afterwards would allow me to continue on my merry way. I felt relieved to get rid of the mass of cells that would force me to be a mother. A year later, I was pregnant again, a supposedly unwanted pregnancy. But within minutes, after talking to my psychotherapist, I realized that I really wanted this baby. I understood that a pregnant woman was already a mother. Once I realized that, I embraced a future filled with light and hope. At my first checkup, I heard my child's heartbeat. I was overwhelmed with emotion. At my next checkup, I was told that my child had died. There was no heartbeat. I was unable to deal with this new death. I wrapped myself up in denial. When 7 years ago, I shared my story as a mother with 2 unborn children and another child in my arms, I did not expect a flood of women getting in touch with me to share their painful experiences. They knew I would understand them, not judge them. Behind each abortion, you will find a woman racked with pain, loneliness, lack of love. And if you dig deeper, in most cases, you will find abuse and violence. When a woman continues with her pregnancy, the system abandons her. Your body, your choice. If she decides to continue with the pregnancy, there is no public protection or support. Institutions ignore her. Spain claims to promote equality, policies of equality. But where is the equality when a woman continuing a pregnancy is left alone to grapple with fear, pressure, threats, male violence, a precarious existence? For years, I've supported many women that would have liked to have their children, and they faced a lack of understanding, no social resources. The healthcare professionals pointed them towards an abortion without explaining, checking whether they were under pressure or explaining the consequences. And sometimes there are lasting effects. They're left sterile or face a greater risk of miscarriage. Europe claims to guarantee human rights, but thousands of women are forced to choose between motherhood and survival. The problem is not access to free abortion, but a lack of true freedom. That is why that choice is sometimes made. There's no real freedom if you have fear, institutional neglect, emotional blackmail, lack of information. During my first pregnancy, abortion was presented to me as a quick solution, consequence-free. Nobody told me that it was more than a mass of cells. If I'd had an ultrasound, I would have seen what I saw during my second pregnancy, the beating heart of my daughter. Nobody checked whether I knew what I was doing. Nobody talked to me about what would happen afterwards. I left that clinic and the silence was suffocating from family healthcare professionals. It was as if nothing had happened, but my daughter was taken from me. For years, I kept busy. I shut myself off from my emotions, could not deal with the trauma, but my body, my soul had not forgotten it. Abortion is traumatic. It is a violent procedure interrupting a natural process underway in your body. After this kind of disruption, you may experience anxiety, depression, insomnia, guilt, infertility, emotional shutdown. There is no care from the system before, during or after an abortion. I can't speak for other countries, but in Spain there are no public programs to help these women. There are no protocols in place to prevent forced abortion, which is defined as a crime in the abortion law. That law is not enforced to protect women who are forced to undergo an abortion. There is no informed consent. There is no training for healthcare professionals to identify post-abortion trauma. Those that speak up about it, well, we are discredited, we are censored. Biology defies ideology. A woman's nature is universal, and it's not about politics or religion. The ideology that has been imposed ignores our reality, and that is unfair. It hurts us. Thousands of European women mourn in silence for their unborn children. They would have continued with their pregnancies if public support had been available. In my country, there's 10 times more investment in abortion than in pregnant women. Is that true equality? The main discrimination you face is not gender-based, but pregnancy-based. Many of us are mistreated, rejected, scorned. Europe needs to be consistent, be feminist. If you're defending women's rights, it's not just about defending the right to abortion, but the right to not go through with an abortion. The freedom of choice means that it has to be a true freedom. If women wish to continue with a pregnancy, they should be able to do so in decent conditions, no fear of losing their job, their security, their stability. Women need transparent information. We need all the guarantees in place that ensure informed consent. If I had been told that one of the effects of an abortion could be a greater risk of miscarriage, losing my left ovary, I would have changed my mind. We need policies that protect women, mothers during their pregnancy, and to help them deal with post-trauma abortion. We need support for vulnerable pregnant women. Often they cannot find homes to rent. They cannot find jobs, and abortion leaves deep wounds. That is being ignored, and here in the European Parliament I'm calling on you to face facts, to legislate with compassion, human vision, with policies that allow women to experience their full dignity and experience true freedom. Thank you.